So why doesn't my wife initiate? Why is it all me all the time? Right? It gets a little tiring. I hate begging. I hate looking kind of pathetic. I especially hate it when I get a cold shoulder. That's terrible. So like guys everywhere all of time have been asking, why is it that I'm always constantly the initiator? It's like a legit question. I get it. Before we get into it, though, I should tell you I'm old grog. I'm 50 years old, been married 25 years, 20 years in Christian ministry, 20 years in this little town in Texas. I've got 4 grown kids, and they're all still in the faith. And so I think I know some things about married life and raising kids, and I'm happy to share that with you. I'm actually on mission and endeavoring, purposefully pushing all the time to try and help guys. I want you to win more, and I want you to take more territory right where you are. So I talk to young Christian husbands and fathers. That's it. All right. So knowing what you're up against, here are some things I would say about that. One, it's a very old story. Very old. I wish I could give you some like silver bullet, some one thing, and that solves the whole problem. But it's actually a lot more complicated than that. Very complicated. One, in a porn-riddled culture, you've probably had your framing adjusted a little bit to kind of expect that it would happen more frequently, that she would be more the initiator, that she would like be walking around trying to seduce you all the time. And that's really not the right assessment of how women are wired up. I'm not saying it never happens, but I'm telling you it's not like their default resting state. Okay, so that's one thing. So if your wife is not constantly initiating, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with your wife. I promise. 2, you are the initiator. That's true, period, full stop, in all the things that you do, including sex, and including conversations about sex. She is a receiver physically, biologically, and then also as a soul. She is more of a receiver who is like taking inputs and then making wonderful things out of your investment and out of your suggestions and out of your like directions and governance. She's like, it kind of releases her. It empowers her in some ways to be able to be more than she would be herself. But that's because you are the initiator. It's also true in sex. You're the one kind of hitting the gas a little bit. That's okay. That's normal. Like, don't think there's something wrong with you because you're the guy doing that, or that there's something wrong with her because that's how she is. I often say, this is my third point, I often say that sex it's like you're at a very nice restaurant, like a 5-star restaurant, and you have a nice evening meal, and then the waiter comes over to the table and says, "Could I interest you in some coffee?" Now, my wife will go, I don't know. Yeah. See, she thinks of it as very much a take it or leave it kind of thing. I think of it as, I haven't eaten in 3 days. So yeah, give me everything you got in the back kitchen. Just put it all right here. Like, our appetites are strong. They're significant. And it's not really a take it or leave it. Do I feel like, no. I'm interested. The fourth point is that what we're really trying to aim for here is developing something called a fire tornado. Now, in a fire tornado, you have sort of 2 forces that are working in concert with one another. So, hot air and cold air, when they mix, like in Oklahoma, it creates a tornado. There's 2 forces at work, and those 2 forces are sex the physical act of sex, but also intimacy. And the intimacy is more about deep connection and just like relational tethering, this idea that, it's the best part of when you and your wife feel like you're most connected and synced up the right way. So for guys are interested in the sex, and then after sex, then the intimacy happens. Like you like her more. You are more bound to her. You're looking for other ways to bless her, to encourage her to see that she's well resourced. That happens on the backside of sex for guys. For women, it's intimacy first, that deep connection that then leads her to wanting to become physical. So it's exactly the reverse. And this is a wonderful thing, exactly how God made it. But what it means is that you're not going to win anything by pushing harder on the sex component of that vortex, of that swirl. You have to do the investment on the other side of the intimacy, the deep connection, the spending quality time, listening to her, asking questions. Hey, you said you were going to have that meeting today. How did that meeting go? Do you feel like they heard you? You're being interested in her and her world. That's heavy investment on that side. That's the only side of the spinning tornado that you can actually blow on that will get the thing moving. I promise. There's definitely things she could be doing that would get that tornado moving, but guess who is the initiator? Guess who is the guy who's actually going to be doing the initiating work? You. That's the reality. Whatever you do, do not come across as needy or pouty or like you're sulking or you're going to throw a fit and lose it. You're going to lose your mind. All of those things, all of those kinds of responses, they burn respect. They burn your status and esteem in your wife's mind. So don't do that. That's like immaturity, acting out. So, all right, to review, okay, we have a porn-riddled framework in our minds that expects women to be this way. And you really don't want a woman who is that way, okay? 2, you are the initiator. 3, she thinks of it as after dinner, and you're thinking, I'm starving. 4, intimacy is her primary interest, and sex is your initial interest, and you have to actually blow on the flip side, the reverse force, to get that fire tornado moving. Once it's moving, that's the sweet spot. That's wonderful, man. If you get a fire tornado moving, keep blowing on the intimacy side, trust me. And then never act needy or pouty or throw a fit. So there is my best effort to help you. Look what I'm trying to do for you. Look what I'm trying to do. Trying to help you get it on. So I'm supposed to do if you want to know more about what we're doing down here in Texas, you can email. Email would be good, and that's in the contact side. And I send out articles and that sort of stuff. So take care.